Delusional football fanboys, who we call the prime sexuals, comparing Shedeur Sanders to Eli Manning this morning are straight comical. Let me begin there. Deion Sanders, you know better. You know better to do that too, dog. You know your son isn't that damn good. You know he wasn't a first rounder. The media coverage of Shedeur Sanders was of downright embarrassment. The hypocrisy and straight up lies is really telling. Rewind a week ago, an anonymous coach who we call the bitch made cat in the NFL says Shedeur didn't interview well. Horrible meetings and blah, blah, blah. Forward to the second day of the draft, he has yet to be selected. And Stephen A. Smith tweets out, and I quote, "I just got a text from an anonymous source. And that says this is pure nonsense. And Sanders is being blackballed. And it's racism and blah, blah, blah." It's ironic that we just blasted the dude, Stephen A. Smith, on your show for not putting his name on it. And you literally dropped a tweet that goes viral saying that an anonymous source told me. The irony, homie. At least Smitty and I are going to disagree, but we're going to keep it real. You guys are so fucking phony in the media. This was the biggest slap to the face of every kid who was waiting his fucking day to get called his name to get drafted, who went before and after Shedeur Sanders. And we will never see a number one overall pick again, ever, in the NFL draft history. Have we seen it before, or we'll never see it again? A number one pick being less talked about, less shown, and didn't even cover his emotional draft where he was crying. Didn't even show it. And we had that shit just to the side like he was just a piece of chopped liver. We will never see the other five quarterbacks who went ahead of Shedeur Sanders be less talked about. And it's a fucking shame. It's shameful. The victim mentality Shedeur yearns for is absolutely amazing to me. A kid who has had everything gift bagged for him his entire fucking life, who wants folks to buy his jersey off of his own website now. Get that shit. He wants you to buy his jersey off his own website due to the fact that his fucking stock fell. Are you shitting me? He's a millionaire, people. Holy shit, wake the fuck up. He's a millionaire already, homie. Mel Kiper, you're an embarrassment, homie. The nonsense that you did to cover Shedeur Sanders for 3 fucking days was as sickening as you will ever see on TV by a so-called NFL expert who has never been right in his fucking career. The Cleveland Browns clearly didn't want him either. I'm going to be honest. You saw their celebration once they selected him. They were sitting there like this. So that's clearly coming from Haslam on down, who's a friend of Deion Sanders. And I'm calling it right now. There's no way the owner didn't say, you know what? Enough is enough. Select fucking Shedeur Sanders so we can look somewhat like we won this draft. The NFL also benefited, by the way, to Smitty's point. No question about it. We're here for clicks and likes. Guess what? The NFL is too. And I'm sure they benefited from seeing Shedeur Sanders fall because viewership, I'm sure, was great for second-day viewership. I'm sure it was. I don't look at the numbers, but I promise you that had to be the most viewed second day in the history of the NFL draft. Had to be, right? I don't know, but we'll see. The kid isn't good. I'm going to be honest. He obviously rubbed 31 and a half teams wrong during the process, and nobody is bigger than the Shield. Nobody. Not Deion Sanders, not fucking Shedeur Sanders. Nobody's bigger than the NFL Shield, and they showed you that. Now for the prank caller who apparently was none other than Jeff Ulbricht's son at Ole Miss, who got Sanders' number, which is super shady business to me. Stupid. And it's also, let's say it rhymes with the word hey, they, may, and say. That's what it really is. But availability, people, is attained through what? Allowability. And social media has allowed us out here to be doxxed. And it's truly shameful on a draft weekend what we get to witness by having these multiple kids, not just Shedeur, by the way, getting prank called is a mockery. It's a shame, and it's these bitch-ass social media prank callers, these pranksters, these what do you call it, these guys that run around doing these fucking prank videos. Guess what? One of those motherfuckers just got shot, and the other one just got jail time for 24 years. So good luck to you pranksters out here. But this is what it does right here. And just being honest, Jesus now, let's be calm. Let's understand something. Ulbrich is now being canceled by the same idiots buying Shedeur Sanders jerseys on his own website, but won't support the homie small business in the hood. Make it make sense. But what do I know?
Max Ulbrich fucking hacked us this morning, and that's why we late, but it's all good, though. We here in the chat. We got Talk That, Talk Trail. We got D. Jones, Chris DeBono, Grandmaster Wu, Jessica Ring, Levi L, Quentin Cross, and Jared. And we live, man. JB, you all right, man? You look pissed off this morning.
Man, fucking Ulbrichs.
The damn Ulbrichs, man. No wonder they just failed last year. The damn Ulbrich.
Yeah, fucking shitbirds, man.
It's all starting to add up now. It's all starting to add up.
Unbelievable. Hey, did the NFL do an investigation when the white boy Cooper DeJean got pranked last year?
I'm trying to remember last year.
Oh, nah, they didn't. They didn't. I'll help you.
So
they
long,
didn't.
it's hard to remember.
They didn't. I'll help you. They didn't. So it was crazy because Cooper DeJean got pranked and everybody was like, it was cool. Now Shedeur gets pranked and that motherfucker about to shut down the internet. The FBI's involved. They got the motherfucker. They got Drewski in them. They got everybody's involved in that motherfucker.
Power, homie. It's power.
Oh, they went to the titty bar, Smitty. Hey, Smitty, they was at the titty bar, fucking turn it up. Shedeur looked like hammered dog shit, by the way. So I don't know why he dropped in the draft, but have you seen his body? He looks great.
Looks like a quarterback, man.
Yeah, he looks like an NFL quarterback. Have you seen the picture I sent, baby?
Quarterbacks ain't supposed to look like DBs, homie. You know that.
Look at that. He looks great.
No, that's a quarterback. That's a quarterback body. That's a quarterback body.
No, it ain't.
Have you seen Mahomes, homie?
Stop.
Have you seen Patrick Mahomes, homie?
Stop.
Have you seen Patrick Mahomes, homie?
Stop.
Have you seen Patrick Mahomes, homie?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Trust me. All right, then. Find that picture, Bailey. Quarterbacks don't look amazing. He's not supposed to be like a wide receiver, homie.
Stop.
Up and chiseled.
Stop.
He looks like a quarterback.
DMV, I'm here, DMV. Hey, all you DMV dick riders, all you prime sexuals, come to the fucking chat today. DMV, all you fucking prime sexuals, please come in. I can't wait, Smitty, to dive into this shit.
My thing is keep it football, though. If we're going to talk Shedeur, keep it football. All the little,
well, keep it football. Let's ask the question.
Keep it X's and O's today.
All right, let's ask the common questions real quick.
Ask it right now.
Why is everybody talking about the fall of Shedeur Sanders and dismissing the fact that the NFL simply chose to not draft him? Like, there should be no other discussion, Smitty. It's race, it's this, it's that. Homie, 31 and a half teams, let's be honest, 32 for 4 rounds, and then the 5th round, the 32nd team, who we all thought would take him early, said, you know what, we'll take him now. Why is nobody bringing that up? Why has nobody just said, you know what, maybe the guy's not good? Because the last time I checked, billion-dollar businesses like the NFL usually try to win their games. They try to win for their teams. And I think you would agree, this is not collusion to keep a dude down for 5 rounds when at the end of the day, 32 business-making people said he's not good enough. Yes, Darnell.
So, Jason, you a long-time coach, played the position at a high level. You know quarterback. So, if we're basing this off college football and college football tape, the problem isn't that he was drafted in the 5th round. The problem is that the quarterbacks that were drafted above him. So, let's start off. Cam Moore, Jackson Dart, no issues at all. There was always questions and conversations that, hey, Shedeur may be QB3. That's a potential possibility. But then we have guys like Jalen Miro, what's his name, Tyler Show or Shao. I don't know how to say his name.
Shook.
Sorry, Shook. Thanks for that. And Jason, you and I have actually spoken on the podcast, behind the scenes, and even you have admitted that those guys were not better, specifically Jalen Miro, were not better than Shedeur as far as the quarterback on film. So is that the
in college? Say in college, Vinny. Say in college.
Other quarterbacks that we know from a football standpoint are literally just not better than
Hold on, say in college, though.
Go ahead, Jason.
Please say in college, though, because that has been our discussion.
Well, that's all we have to look at. So in college.
Right.
That's all we have. We don't know.
Remember, though. Remember, we've seen a lot of big-time college quarterbacks, even Heisman winners, get passed by in the NFL draft. This ain't the first time, okay? Let's be honest. So you and I, hold on real quick. You and I discussed Milroe versus Shedeur the other day, remember?
Yes, we did.
And I said, I think Shedeur's a way better passer of the football, better throw.
Thank you.
But who'd I say I would take first in the NFL?
I think you were trolling. You might have said Milroe.
I wasn't trolling. I said I would take Milroe because of your points over the last 7-8 months or even years about what the quarterback position has turned into in the NFL and what the NFL has done for their quarterback in terms of what do I need to do? I'm not being developed in college, so guess what I'll do? I'll take an AR5 freak of athletically, put him in the pocket and let him run around and make plays versus the guy that's a sitting duck, to your point, that I like.
Okay.
Who now is not being developed in the pass game, understanding the protection, slide the front, understand the mic ID, understand coverage and rolling coverage. So guess what? If I got a sitting duck who don't know that either,
okay, I'd
rather have the guy that don't know that but can use his feet to win me games, i.e. Justin Fields, i.e. fucking Kyler Murray, i.e. AR5, i.e.
all quarterbacks who you don't like. AR5 is the best example, and we saw how bad he's been in the league. Sorry, right. AR5, facts are just a fact. So we have a prime example of a Jalen Milroe-esque quarterback who quit on his football team.
So wait, have you turned?
Did not look good, but we're going to try that again. Okay, I don't think you understand that.
Yeah, so wait up. So now you're good, and you want the pocket guy now?
I want the best quarterback available, however way they play.
But I thought you said you can't survive.
A pocket guy who's top 3 quarterback in the league. We got guys.
So hold on, homie.
We have great guys who do it both ways.
So hold on. So then Quinn Ewers, then right? You like him?
Nah, I don't like.
Oh, you don't like him?
No. I'm saying I watched.
I'll be honest, dog. The shit you guys do to defend this kid is embarrassment, homie.
So many times in big games, Quinn Ewers.
It's embarrassing, homie. It really is,
homie.
I'm telling you, it's embarrassing, homie. Here's the guy. You know what? Hey, DMV.
Football, homie.
Yeah, let me ask something.
Some games and moments that Quinn Ewers shrunk. When I saw Shedeur in big time moments, when the team is down, when they're down 2 touchdowns, I've seen Shedeur be clutch and lead his team from being down 2 touchdowns to winning to game winning.
But not Quinn Ewers.
Time and time.
Not Quinn Ewers.
Hold on, with less talent across the entirety of a team. Remember, he didn't go to Texas. He didn't go to Oregon. He didn't go to Bama. Went to Colorado.
Is it your mic or my mic?
He has not the same thing as what Quinn Ewers
had. Bailey, can you hear Smitty? Right?
Over and outperformed Quinn Ewers. I would love to see Shedeur at Texas with that same roster. Who knows what he would have done? So I'm just throwing that out there. So, listen.
Hold on, I can't. Can I ask if you're? Hold on, homie. I can't hear you. Hold on. I can't hear you. Bailey, are you hearing him? Am I tripping? Is it my end or what? I heard you, Smitty, everything you said, but it's like super low on my end. It's all fucked up here. I don't know. I'm sure it's my fault. I heard everything you said though. It's super like fainted for me for some reason for me. All right, let me tell you something. They hear you though. All right, so
that's all that matters.
So Quinn Ewers, though, doesn't go into the exact argument you just made. That's just crazy. The guy went to 2 college football playoffs in a row and lost 4 games in his career. Hold on. So Will Howard, who's 6'4.5", 245, who won the national title.
Jason.
Hold on. Let me finish my argument, homie. Hold on, though. I heard yours. Let me just hear mine. Where's all the fucking haters out there? I want to know where the people are that are mad about Will Howard not being drafted till the 6th round, homie. He won the Natty. He's the most prototypical cat in the draft for quarterbacks. If we really want to sit down here and talk about this shit, he's 6'5", 245. Why? He won the Natty. Hold on. So to your argument is what I'm pointing out. Do I like Will Howard? No. Let me be honest.
Thank you, then.
Hold on, no, homie. No. I'm going to keep it because I keep it real. You don't. I keep it real. You don't. You're over here continuing to fucking beg and fucking hope and wish that they drafted this sorry-ass mid over all these other dudes. But I want to know, why aren't you mad about the other dudes, homie? Like, why aren't you mad about the other dudes if you're saying that translation to the NFL is what you're saying? You got to be athlete. Now all of a sudden Shedeur's not the athlete, and now you want Shedeur because he's a pocket guy? Hold on. For 2 years you've been bitching and moaning about being an athlete, and now you want Shedeur? Homie, you all sound like hypocrites. Stephen A. Smith, fucking all these fucks on the real deal here now, mainstream media, all of a sudden bash the coach for not putting his name on it and then he don't put his name on it. Let's keep it real, Smitty. At least you and I disagree. We keep it real and show and call each other out if we think there's bullshit. Why aren't you calling out Stephen A. Smith today? Are we going to hear you do it, Smitty? I want to wait.
Jason.
Are you going to call him out?
Who are the best 3 quarterbacks in this draft, homie?
Yes, I guess he won't.
Jason, who are the best 3 quarterbacks in this draft, Jay? Can you stop bullshitting right now? Me and you, we talk for real. Can we talk right now? Hold
on, though. Okay, hold on.
Come on.
Hold on, though. Why am I the only one on the internet that said Shedeur Sanders will not go first round? And I'm now being questioned on who I had in the first 3?
No, not first round. I'm saying who are the best 3 quarterbacks in this draft? That's all I'm asking. It's a simple question.
He wasn't one of my favorites. You know that.
Who were the top 3 quarterbacks in this draft?
Cam Ward. Cam Ward was a no-brainer.
Okay.
What did I say the last how many months? Who's my second favorite?
I think Jackson. You said Jackson, right?
Who?
You said Dart?
I don't like Dart that much, but I said he'd be drafted over Shedeur in the draft.
Yeah, you said
and
that,
I said Tyler Shook is the most NFL ready. So that's all I've been saying for months and months and months. I got plenty of sound bites about it.
Yeah, you did.
And I said that he won't get drafted in the first round. I said it won't be top 10, and then I said it won't be first round, and then I started saying he won't be the 3rd quarterback, and then I was like, oh, fuck. So to fairness to you, though, did I think because here, and let me be honest, because of the popularity of Shedeur Sanders and the media outrage that we are seeing today, I no way in my life did I think he'd be the 6th QB taken.
Only because of popularity. That's the only reason, not because of field play at all.
No, I always say he throws the best deep ball in college, I thought.
It's on the intro video.
But deep ball is not quarterback play.
And
come on now.
Efficient. Say what you want about. Everybody throws screens, homie. Everybody throws the little check down. So don't just. I'm tired of y'all using that narrative to try to limit what Shedeur has done. Every quarterback across football does the check down, the quick ball. They look to the sideline. The guys hold up the big ass cards with SpongeBob and Drewski and JB and all that, and they hike the ball and they throw the quick. Everybody does that. So for whatever reason, everybody does that. But Shedeur was the most efficient. And then you just mentioned that he also throws the best deep ball. So all I'm trying to figure out is, okay, you got Tyler Shook, you got Jackson Dart, who you don't love, and you had Cam in front of him. Okay, cool. I disagree with Tyler Shook, but that's neither here nor there. So at work, you're saying that in your head, with everything we know, you still have Shedeur as the 4th quarterback. He was the 6th. So all I'm saying is, like, even when me and you were talking behind the scenes, we were like, no, it has nothing to do with race. That's a stupid argument. But there's something going on. Whether it was the horrible interviews, whether teams felt like he was too cocky.
Thank you. At least say that. Thank you.
The owners
start calling that out.
I'm not saying Shedeur is just 100% like no blame here. I'm just saying there's something.
No, I know.
Something happened.
Let me be fair. Smitty has been all weekend long saying that he actually agreed with me on the fact something else is going on because I said it. I said it's not simply and solely just because of his play. I said there's a lot of other things going on. And I told Smitty over the weekend privately, I said, hey, maybe that anonymous fuck that didn't put his name on shit that we all bashed and said is chicken shit, who I still think is, Eric Weddle came over the house Saturday and we were bullshitting talking about this. And Weddle was like, you know what nips this in the butt? And you and Smitty's argument will be Monday, which it'll be a debate that'll be actually agreed on if the dude would have just came out and put his name on it. Oh, yeah. Because if the NFL teams and owners, and like Weddle's like, he wants to be a GM. He's like, if I'm a GM ever, my team will say, you know what? We got Shedeur Sanders as the 80th player on the board. And if he falls to us, that's what it is. Weddle said when he was drafted, that's how it used to be. It used to be where cats were putting their name on the business like, hey, man, look, we got him as the 80th cat. You saw McVay do it literally on live. Talked about, well, we didn't think we'd get this guy because we thought he was like the 185th guy.
Right.
And blah, blah, blah. Why aren't we just saying it straight out? Because now what that does, it makes Stephen A. look horrible today when he says anonymously, a guy texted me that Shedeur is being blackballed. The problem is the hypocrisy is one thing, because we just talked about this coach that didn't put his name on it. But if they start to put their name on it, now Stephen A's of the world can't say this anonymous shit.
Right.
Because he's going to look like what? Because he's got to put somebody's name on it. Who texted you, Stephen A? Who told you this? See, that's the problem with this. That's why I agree with Weddle, and that's why you and I both agree too. Don't put your name on it if you're going to say it. But if the NFL operated that way as the Shield, though, like you see what he's saying? Like the NFL, everybody has to do it. Like the teams and everybody have to say, hey, dog, he's our 70th cat on our board. Now, you do that times 32, Smitty, guess where he goes? 160 fucking ninth or whatever, wherever he went. So, I don't know. I'm just saying, dog. That's where I'm at. I just think I wish cats would put their name on it a little better.
Yeah, me too. Because
I think that's where you would have a different outcome. But listen, truth of the matter is the NFL is the bottom line. They're the Shield. And they told Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders and everybody else today or this weekend that no one's bigger than the Shield. And that's really what they did, Smitty. And you can sit up here and have 1,000 excuses all weekend long about why we did this, why we did that. The fact of the matter is, dog, the NFL said, you know what? We have our reasons. And that's it. They don't need to tell us anything. They're billion-dollar businesses, 32 of them basically, underneath almost a damn near trillion-dollar industry. And they don't have to tell Smitty and I shit. They don't have to tell you shit. They don't have to tell anybody shit. The bottom line is, now all of a sudden you have all these other people coming out saying what that anonymous coach said. And Smitty and I over the weekend were like, what if that motherfucker was accurate and everybody in the league thought that way? Or what if that guy lied and created a narrative? We all had all these different talks. The bottom line is, I don't believe he's very good. And we're going to see all we're going to see now is, guess what, Smitty? What? He got his shot. He got his name called. End all the other shit. Go out here and earn it now. Because any other time, I'm going to be honest, any other time this cat would have been selected at this spot, 144th in the 5th round. He's already a backup, Smitty. He already didn't get in no money. And he's already probably going to be we're thinking about being on the practice squad or being shopped around to Canada or any other thing.
That's what my homie was saying. My homie in the league, he was like, man, they kind of did him bad a little bit because like to your point, typically when you get drafted, it just is what it is. Like if you get drafted in the 5th, 6th round, they're already saying like you ain't about to be starting. Like it just kind of.
But
like,
he's different.
The reps you get in practice are going to be extremely limited. You're not going to have a chance to even showcase like that.
Okay, now let's talk about brass tacks here. This is the issue part. This is the problem where the Browns look completely incompetent.
Here you go. Say it.
If this cat, let's say, beats out Dylan,
right.
Now you look so incompetent. You have a horrible expiring contract by a dude that's, highly regarded as a shitbird for whatever reason.
Deshaun Watson.
Who's not going to even play this year. Now you have a 40-year-old Flacco and Small Hands Pickett going to compete for a starting spot in all theory, in all realness. That's probably who's going to start. Yeah. What you have to do as a business, and this is coming from a guy who's been in the GM meetings like Eric Weddle, who's sat in there and has actually had experience and hands-on for over a year with the Ravens. He's like, dude, you got to let Pickett and Flacco compete in OTAs. One of them guys get traded or cut, and you keep your draft picks. That's how you normally operate when you take 2 in the draft. If you take 1 and then get 1 in the supplemental draft, meaning after the draft's over and you get them at the end in the free agency pool, then you keep 4 and you let them battle, and then you trade Shedeur.
Right.
You traded them though. I mean, you actually drafted them though.
Right.
So